In the USA alone, there's over 15,000 laws, and every year 120 new ones are added. This means it's pretty much impossible for us to keep up with what's legal and what isn't. But through media, our parents, and schools, we're brainwashed into thinking lots of things are illegal when they aren't. Sometimes incredibly surprising things you've always thought were illegal actually are not. So get ready to unlock some new freedoms. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at things you think are illegal but aren't. But before we jump into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming up first, we have being a cannibal. Yeah, you heard me right, being a cannibal is not illegal. It is illegal to take someone's life, and it's also illegal to destroy a body. But there is not a law that says eating human flesh is illegal. However, in order to do this, you'd likely need to break around 12 laws before it. I guess that's why they never made it a law in itself. So if you ever get a hunger for some human brain, then sorry, you're out of luck. But if you stumble across a piece of human brain which is all chewed up, I guess there's nothing stopping you from eating it. Does this mean zombies won't be breaking the law if there's ever an apocalypse? Next up is phoning from jail. Hey, give me my phone call. That's the phrase you hear whenever anyone gets locked up. Many people who get arrested for something petty and are taken to jail think they only get one free phone call. But this is a big, fat myth. In fact, by law, police have to give you as many phone calls as you need to contact your lawyer. So if you don't get through to them at first, do not worry. You can have as many as you want and you don't have to pay for any of them. This one kind of makes sense. I mean, just imagine if your lawyer was engaged, then you'll never get out of jail. The reason why everyone believes this is because of movies. But really it just sounds more dramatic, and there's no actual legal basis to Hollywood flicks. Thank goodness. And on the subject of movies, next up is R-rated movies. We've all been there as kids, trying to sneak into an adult movie. No, I don't mean that kind of movie. Get your mind out of the gutter. I mean a scary movie which has a rating of R or 18. You may think it's illegal to buy and sell tickets to R-rated movies if you're under 18, but that's actually not true at all. This whole policy is simply a self-regulation imposed by theaters and movie distributors. There is no legal basis, and if a movie theater really wanted to sell you an R-rated ticket, they could. They basically have this regulation to avoid the law telling them what they can and can't show, and also to avoid outrage from parents after their kids get traumatized from watching a scary movie. Funny thing is, most movie theater workers probably don't even know this. So if you're a kid trying to buy an R-rated ticket and you give this explanation, it probably won't work. Next up is faking your death. You often hear about people who fake their death going to prison, but the reason why they go to prison is not simply because they faked their death. Usually people fake their deaths to claim insurance money, or as a way of getting out of a legal responsibility like debt or paying alimony or child support. But that stuff is illegal anyway. No one has ever been charged simply for faking their death, as it's totally legal. Insurance fraud and not paying debts, however, is illegal anyway. But if you're not faking your death for financial gain, then what's the point of it anyway? That being said, if you ever want to just get away from it all and never speak to anyone you know again, then you can do it legally. It's good to know Tupac is on the right side of the law. I know you're out there somewhere, Pac. Coming up next, we have resisting arrest. So this one is only legal in the UK. In the USA, resisting arrest is illegal, even if you're being arrested unjustly. But in the UK, resisting arrest is not illegal. In the UK, to arrest you, the police need reasonable grounds. And even if they do have reasonable grounds, resisting arrest is not illegal. That's right, even if you commit a crime right before their very eyes and then run off and resist arrest, it's legal. It's kind of common sense that a criminal would resist arrest, so why make that a law in itself? It is illegal in the USA, but I think that's just a way to keep you in prison for longer. Next up, we have counting cards. They call Las Vegas Sin City. That's because it's a city where there's literally no rules. That is except counting cards and scamming the casinos. Or so you might have thought. In reality, if you count cards at a casino, you won't be arrested for it. But if you've ever watched the movie Casino, you may wish you had. Count cards when you're dealing with mafia types, and things may not turn out so great for you. But there's actually no law against card counting, and some super talented and smart people can do this and make a lot of money. But that does not mean it's not against the casino's guidelines. Casinos can still throw you out if they catch you doing this. Although it's very hard to find people card counting, there are ways of it being done. Some casinos have literally thousands of cameras installed all over the tables literally for this reason. They want to make sure no syndications are counting cards and scamming them. But let's be real, if you've ever been to a casino, you know that the only people scamming is the casino itself. Next up, we have smoking while young. If you're a 14-year-old kid and you go into a store, chances are they won't sell you cigarettes. However, if a cop sees you smoking one as a kid, he can't arrest you. Minors smoking cigarettes is actually not against the law. Only buying them and selling them to minors is. But even though it's not technically illegal, you'd be surprised how many cops don't know the law. Depending on the cop, they may think you are actually breaking a law and arrest you anyway, so it's best to avoid it. Plus, it ain't exactly great for the old lungs. Next up on the list is defacing money. Did you know that in the United States, defacing money is not against the law? Many think that if you rip money up or burn it, then it's actually illegal. But this is a myth promoted by Hollywood. In fact, as long as you don't try and change the value of the money, it's totally legal. However, if you try and edit the money to make it look like it's worth more than it is, that is a crime. What's more, did you know that even if you write on and deface money, it's still legal tenure? This means banks and stores still have to accept the money even if it's been defaced. So don't be afraid to draw a funny moustache and sunglasses on George Washington. This law varies a lot around the world. In Canada, it's legal to burn or destroy paper currency, but you are not allowed to deface or melt down a coin. And according to a 1928 law in the UK, it's illegal to deface banknotes. But you probably won't be able to, as banknotes in the UK are made of plastic. However, many people have made videos defacing UK currency and nothing's happened to them, unless MI5 is planning to take them out all at once. Next up is owning a tank. You may think the only people who can drive around in tanks are soldiers and Arnold Schwarzenegger, but did you know that owning a tank is totally legal in the UK and USA? There's only two catches to this law. You need a tracked vehicle license. This is basically a license for vehicles which have tracks instead of wheels. And the cannon on the tank also has to be deactivated, otherwise that could cause a lot of problems. In 2017, a UK man bought a tank on eBay for $30,000, and inside he found $2 million of gold hidden in the fuel tank. Now that is what I call a good deal. And on that note, I'd better get shopping. But while you're riding around in your tank, you should also know the law on drinking and driving. In many countries, if a cop sees you drinking a beer while driving, you'll be going down to jail. But that is not the case in Germany, the home of beer. In Germany, you're allowed to drink a bottle of beer while driving, but if you have too much blood alcohol after that beer, then you are still very much in trouble. Germany also has what's known as the Autobahn. This is a highway where there is no speed limit and you can drive as fast as you want. Yeah, remind me to always wear a seatbelt when I'm driving in Germany. And finally on the list, we have stealing valor. There's a common misconception in the USA, which is that wearing a military uniform while not being in the military is illegal. Well, that's actually not true. Some people think it's like impersonating a cop, but it isn't. Not only that, it's not even illegal to lie about serving in the military even when you didn't. It's only illegal if you use it to manipulate, gain, or profit in your favor. But just getting applause from strangers for some stolen valor is totally legal. In the USA, their military and cops are very respected. That's why there's the misconception that impersonating a service person is illegal, but it isn't. Still, probably pretty amoral. But there you go guys, those are some things you thought were illegal but aren't. Vote in the poll in the top right corner and tell me which of these legal things did you think was illegal. If you want some more amazing videos, check out my second channel on screen in a moment. But as always, thank you for watching. There's some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.